Alright, so we're back. Hopefully you watched the last video, and I'm just going to quickly show you something that we did from the last video. When you go to the Khan Academy after this video, you're going to practice this stuff, but you're not going to see a table of values like this, okay? So let's first of all check the first differences. Take this number and subtract that number. 6 minus 9, you get a negative 3. Notice that's different than the last examples we gave. We always got positive numbers. Well, take 9 minus 12. You keep getting negative 3 as you go up here. Okay? So you know it's going to be a linear relation. It's going to be a straight line. If you want to quickly find the slope, if they were given this, well, you know the trick from the last unit. 8 minus 6 is 2, 6 minus 4 is 2, and you keep getting 2's. So the slope is going to be the first difference here divided by what you get right here. Negative 3 over 2. Notice negative 3's, all of these had to do with the y value. The y value is the up and the down portion, which also is talking about the rise. We called it the rise, okay? The run is across, and that is the x values. And here we have the 2. So we still have rise over run, and it's negative 3 over 2. That is the slope of what you see right here. But let's pretend that you did not see that. Okay, let's pretend you didn't have that table of values to use. Okay, and remember from the last unit, or from the last video, you knew that you could just draw one of these guys, and you could quickly figure out the rise over the run, and you'd say, hey, 12 and 18, what's the difference between them? 6. What's the difference between, remember it's down here, 0 and 4? Well, the difference between them is 4. Reduce them, and you get 3 over 2. Okay, I just divided the top and the bottom by 2 to get this. Notice it's a little different than the answer we got before. That's because the slope is negative. Don't forget that if the slope is negative, then we have to write a negative sign in front of the 3 over 2. Okay, so that's a way of doing it quickly. But what happens, let's just erase that now. What would happen, I'm going to try and erase this too. What would happen if we were given just the coordinate pairs? So let's say we were given the 2 and the 15, 2 comma 15. Okay, and 6 and the 9. Notice that these particular spots on the graph are not exactly nice to look at. They don't really have crossroads going through them. Okay, it'd actually be nicer to use this and this one because they have crossroads going through. But let's say they just gave us these two here. Well, here's how you would solve it. I'm going to draw a triangle just so you can see that it's kind of similar to what we were doing before. But what you do is you think, what's the rise here? Well, let's pretend that we couldn't really see these numbers, didn't really know what's going on here. All we could see was the 2 and the 15. The rise, does it have to do with the x or the y values? You tell me. The rise. That's right. It has to do, the rise has to do with the y values. Yeah, I screwed up, so I had to do something, so that's why you noticed a jump here. Remember, we said that the rise has to do, the rise is the distance from here, and we decided to go with these 2 points. Okay, it has to do with the y values. Alright, so I circled the 15 to show you the y value there, and I'm going to circle the 9 to show you the y value here. What you do with these two, okay, what you do is, we decided to start from here and go this way, so just subtract these two to find the difference between them. 15 minus 9 is equal to 6. Okay? Do the same thing with the x values. The x values are going to give us the run. By the way, we found the 6 right there. The x values are going to give us the run. 2, and then you're going to go this direction, okay? 2 minus 6. 2 minus 6. Now be careful, 2 minus 6 is not 4. 2 minus 6 is actually negative 4. Okay? Now reduce that, divide them both by 2, and you end up getting 3 over 2. And the negative sign could go right here, but usually math textbooks don't show it there. Usually a math textbook will show it right here. It doesn't really matter where that negative sign goes because negative 3 divided by 2 is the same thing as 3 divided by negative 2. It's the same answer. So usually you just get the negative sign in front. And this was the slope that we were looking for. Okay? Now just to complicate things, sometimes sometimes, and what you'll see on the Khan Academy is they're going to give you a formula that looks like this. The slope, to find the slope, you just go y2 minus y1 over top of x2 minus x1. And what we can do is we can label that here on the graph. So we can go y2, that was the 15, and here's y1, that was the 9. See? y2, y1. Boy, that's really bad writing. I apologize. And over here we have x2, so x2 minus x1. And this formula is, all it's really saying is take the y value from one of the coordinate pairs and subtract the other y value from the other coordinate pair. And if you started with this coordinate pair, you have to also start with the same coordinate pair for here. So you take x from the first coordinate pair that you decided and subtract x from the other one. And you will come up with the slope, which got us the negative 3 over 2. So if that's fairly confusing, I'd like you to practice it on the website, the Khan Academy website, and see if you can get the answers. Make sure you click hint if you're confused. It's got a great option for doing that, okay? So good luck and good luck.